If you're excited for College Football 25 like I am, that releases this week, and you're a pro wrestling fan, here's a couple teams that I put together that you can rebuild to pay homage to certain professional wrestlers that played for that school. I thought this would be a quick fun video to make, so if you're interested, here are some of the top schools. If you're looking for a long rebuild, you can always go to Texas State, because Texas State, I think, is a good school. Also, it is home of a WWE Hall of Famer in the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. So you can pay homage to Ted DiBiase by leading his college team to a championship, which would be dope. You can also take a trip to Oklahoma and become a Sooner and coach that team, where former WWE superstar and AEW superstar Jake Hager went to. I think this is a cool school to do. I love their uniforms and stuff, but it would be dope to do a school like that just for him. You can also pull up to be a Georgia Bulldog, where they have one of the most overrated wrestlers, in my opinion, who went there, in which his name is none other than WCW WWE legend Bill Goldberg. I'm sorry, listen, the Goldberg fans, I'm sorry. I just think he's overrated, but I'll let it be. You can also join the Iowa Athletics, where WWE superstar Big E was a football player at. Another good school, would be a pretty good build for it too as well. You can also go to the Bearcats, where one of the most iconic WWE wrestlers performed at, and that is none other than WWE Hall of Famer, the Big Red Monster, Kane. I didn't even know he went to this school, but I think it'd be dope to get a championship for that squad. Another school is Kansas State, and Kansas State had one of the WWE future stars, Braun Breaker. I didn't even know he was a football player as well, but he did go to Kansas State, so that is another good school that you can play. Feel free to take a trip to Kent State as well, because they had former WWE superstar, current TNA superstar, Nick Nemeth, aka Dolph Ziggler. He's really proud of being a part of Kent State, so I think it would be dope to do that as well. Another one you can go to is North Texas, which had one of the greatest wrestlers of all time go to, which is none other than the Rattlesnake himself, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yes, he did play for that team before he became one of the most iconic professional wrestlers of all time. So shout out to him. Now, I don't know if Springfield's going to be in the game, but it would be cool if they are, because then we can do a John Cena tribute because he went to that college. And with his farewell tour beginning 2025, it would be cool to pay homage to him by getting Springfield College a championship. If you're looking for a quick rebuild, you can always go to UNC, where you have NFL legend Lawrence Taylor, who went there. Now, I know you're like, well, he was more of a football player than WWE star. However, listen, he was a part of a wrestling match. Therefore, he qualifies as a WWE superstar, in my honest opinion. So he's a legend. You can always do a little rebuild for UNC for Lawrence Taylor himself. I think it would be dope to do. It's time to get into some bloodline stuff. So you can always do West Alabama, where Jimmy and Jey Uso played football at. So I think that would be cool, bloodline related for the Samoan dynasty, to rebuild West Alabama. Continuing that, we can do Georgia Tech, where we know one future legend went there, which is your tribal chief in Roman Reigns. He went to Georgia Tech. Therefore, if you want to prove your loyalty to the tribal chief, you can go to Georgia Tech and win a championship for Georgia Tech. But we're not done with bloodline yet. You can always go to the Miami Hurricanes, where none other than WWE legend, the final boss, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson went to. Easy rebuild, finish the bloodline with that. It would make sense to go through them as well as a full rebuild for the Samoan dynasty. And last but not least, you can do Troy, which will be a really tough one to do, but would be great because you can pay homage to the late, great Bray Wyatt. It's so unfortunate, so young for him to go away, but it would be great to pay homage by winning a championship with Troy, and shout out to Bray Wyatt. That would be dope for me to do as well. And that is some of the wrestlers that went to these colleges that are in the game that you can try to rebuild yourself. If you're excited for college football and you're going to be using some of these teams, let me know in the comments. Let me know what team you're going to rebuild if it's not these teams. Once again, this has been NezReacts, and I'll see you in my next video. Love you guys.